Alors, quand t'as dit que t'avais eu des sentiments pour moi, c'était faux?
Did y'all hear that?
So basically, a little bit ago, TF1 released a few clips from the two-part special Kwamis Choice, or more specifically, the episode Transmission, which is Kwamis Choice Part 1. And I wasn't going to make a video about it, but I was like, I feel like it's kind of important, so why not? But obviously, since it's TF1 that released the clip is in French, but luckily there are people who have translated it, so I'm just going to be reading off the translation for you guys. So basically, the clip starts off with Marinette in her room when Adrien walks into her room. Maybe to like give her homework or something, I'm not entirely sure. I know Adrien has like this red folder type thing, but from the clips that we got, it didn't seem like they were like working on a project or something, so I really don't know why he went over there, but moral of the story is, he went over to her house, and Marinette says, "Hey, about what I said earlier, I wasn't thinking straight. I felt horrible. I told you those terrible things because I wanted to be alone." Then Adrien says, "So when you said you had feelings for me, you didn't mean it." And I'm gonna stop the translation right there for a second because what? So I guess she's confessed to Adrien now? But what I don't understand is how it went from her saying, as she said, terrible things to somehow her confessing her feelings to him. Like, how did her wanting to be alone end in her confessing to him? But back to the fact that Adrien knows that Marinette has feelings for him. Well, as of right now, she's told him, but it's not like he actually knows. I feel like from here on out, he's still going to believe that she doesn't have feelings for him. I feel like it's probably going to be like a Puppeteer 2 situation where, she went to go kiss the statue, and then when she found out that it was actually Adrien and not the statue, she kind of backtracked and was like, "Oh, I was just pulling a prank. I didn't actually mean to kiss you. I don't like you like that. I just like you as a friend," or something like that. So like now that she's kind of backtracked on what she said about the whole having feelings thing, Adrien actually believes that she doesn't have feelings for him, especially because what she says next. So next she says, "Oh, no, of course, And then Adrien says, "Are you okay?" And then Marinette says, Yes, wait, I can do this. Why can't I do this? What's wrong with me?" So I guess she didn't necessarily like completely backtrack what she said, but because she can't actually say what she means, I feel like Adrien is probably taking that as like her backing down and saying that she didn't have feelings for him. I've also seen like a different translation of what she says, and I don't know if she says "I was" or she said "I love." I think the translation where she was about to say "I love" is more accurate because, it makes sense. So 2 more things before I move on. First of all, when Adrien was saying, "So when you said you had feelings for me, you didn't mean it," he actually looked pretty upset, which means that the thought of Marinette not having feelings for him made him sad. I don't know about you, but to me that makes it seem like someone has maybe realized his feelings for her and maybe was hoping that she felt the same way. So the thought of her not liking him like that made him really sad, because that also means that he likes another girl that yet again does not like him back. And second of all, I honestly think that at this point, Adrien has realized his feelings for Marinette. Maybe doesn't completely understand his feelings, but I definitely think that he now knows that he definitely feels something for her and there's something there. Maybe at this point he's like started to try and go after her, maybe. I don't know, just his reaction genuinely makes me believe that he's definitely realized something. So moving on to the next little part we got of the clip, it's of Mark and Nathaniel talking to kind of everyone in class. So basically Mark says, "We need to make a plan to solve their love problems. Who has an idea?" Okay, let's go back to the basics. It's easy. Marinette loves Adrien. Then Nathaniel says, "And Adrien loves Marinette." Mark says, "Exactly, so what's the problem? It doesn't get much easier than that." So kind of like really breaking this down, obviously Mark and Nathaniel know that Marinette loves Adrien. We learned that they know in Gabriel Agreste. And also everyone that's in the room knows that Marinette loves Adrien, but no one knows that Adrien is in love with Marinette, mainly because the boy doesn't even know he's in love with Marinette. So this is where I'm confused, because Nathaniel just says Adrien loves Marinette like it's just like a normal thing, right? So I believe that there are 2 reasons why he would have said that. So first of all, could just be from Mark and Nathaniel's like context clues, especially because of how Adrien's been acting towards Marinette. Or my second guess would be, and this is probably not as likely, but maybe Adrien told someone. And I think that maybe that person could be Nino. After all, Nino is his best friend. So maybe one day they were just talking and Adrien was like, "I think I might be in love with Marinette." And I don't really know how likely that is. Maybe Adrien wouldn't say anything to Nino, but like, if he did, it makes sense that that's how Nathaniel knows, because maybe Nino told Alia and then Alia kind of told like everybody else in that group. I'm kind of leaning more towards the second option because I don't know, it just seems kind of weird how they would all be like sneaking behind their backs. Plus, I feel like that's just a common thing for like Mark and Nathaniel, just to be able to like see how they're acting around each other and then be like, guys, Adrien is in love with Marinette, and then everyone's like, how do you know? And they're like, have you not seen the way that he's been acting around her? I just think Mark and Nathaniel are pretty observant people. Literally love them so much. So, quick recap. Marinette, I guess, wanted to be alone and supposedly said some horrible things and somehow confessed to Adrien, saying that she had feelings for him. Adrien goes over to her house to maybe drop something off. I really don't know. Marinette apologizes and said that she didn't mean what she said, and then Adrien was like, so you don't have feelings for me? She stuttered, basically making Adrien think that she really doesn't have feelings for him. And Mark and Nathaniel are being Mark and Nathaniel and got everyone together to try to figure out a way for Adrien and Marinette to be together. Anyway, there is a little bit more to the clips, but I'm not gonna really go into like too much detail about like the translation of the clips, so I'll give you guys like a quick summary of what else is in the clip. So basically it's of Tiki and Plag, and Tiki seeing Alia and Nino and being like, hey, that could be our new Ladybug and Cat Noir, because obviously in Kwamis Choice, Ladybug and Cat Noir give up their Miraculous. Anyway, Plag was like, no, they're in love with each other. That would just create the same problem with Ladybug and Cat Noir. Then we see Adrien and Marinette again, and Adrien is about to leave, but then an akumatized villain shows up. They end up going onto the balcony, and then they're like, well, guess you gotta stay here until the person is defeated. And basically Adrien is like, oh, gotta wait for Ladybug, and then Marinette is like, Ladybug and Cat Noir. So my guess is that Kwamis Choice is most likely just Adrien and Marinette at her house for the entirety of the 2 episodes, and then also we get to see the new Ladybug and Cat Noir. So I think it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm excited. You know, Adrienette is my favorite ship, so like obviously I'm really excited for that. Anyway, that's kind of everything we know about Kwamis Choice. Also, before anyone asks, there is no release date for Kwamis Choice yet. I don't know that there will be one for a while, especially since TF1 has been the one releasing a lot of stuff for Kwamis Choice, and they're supposedly not going to be releasing any Miraculous episodes of season 5 until September, so I honestly don't know. But if there is ever a release date, I will definitely let you guys know when it is.